Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm at work as I always am, and I'm in between clients. So I got a quick story time for you today. Today I got the story time of I'll tell you about one time I was in the process of opening a salon, and I had a coworker. I thought we were friends, and I would tell her different things about, because what I was doing was downsizing the salon, and I wasn't going to take all of the girls with me. I had, at this time, I think I had a salon that had maybe like 8 girls or something like that, 7 girls, something like that, and I wasn't going to take everybody with me. So this particular time, I'm telling this girl that I thought was my friend, narcissist. She was a covert narcissist, and I was telling her that my plans, my ideas, and things that I was going to do, my ideas for the new salon. It was going to hold, I think, 4 people at this time. It was about 4 people. I could have it wrong. Maybe 3 or 4. No, it was more than 3. It was about 4 or 5 people. That I was gonna be downsizing, and not take, some of the girls, because I just didn't like the way how they were moving. Some of them, it wasn't really them, but some of them, it was like their clientele. It wasn't in alignment with how I felt. You know what I'm saying? What I like. And so I was going to downsize, and I was gonna, take these girls with me. And the other girls, but not, these 3 other girls, they were gonna have to go somewhere else. And so I'm telling this girl, I thought we were friends. I started to notice, it took me a while. I'll tell you, these, like I said, these, especially the covert narcissists, are very clever, and all of them are clever, and they're sneaky. I'll give them that. But she was covert, so she would mask it really well. I thought she was a friend. And as I keep telling her stuff, I noticed that things wouldn't work out. Like I had needed an inspection from the city, and every time I would try to get a hold to the code person or the inspector, I couldn't get a hold to the person. It was just lots of things that was going on. I'm like, it feels like somebody's trying to sabotage me. Even as far as like getting the sign done, I would tell her, like, I'm gonna run up to, the sign company, and so I don't know, maybe she called the sign company, but I started to notice that things just wasn't working out. I'm like, something ain't right. And I stopped telling her, feel like I heard in my spirit to stop telling her stuff, because every time I would discuss stuff and tell her stuff, long story short, this girl was trying to sabotage me. She had talked about, told clients that I was talking about them. Maybe they may have shared something, not personal, but something that maybe I would have only known because they didn't tell it to somebody else. And maybe she would sit like close to my station and like overhear, some of the things. And then she might say, like, later on at the end of the night, I thought I heard so-and-so say, and I say, yeah, she did, and when I probably should have maybe just not said yeah, or agreed to it or whatever. But anyway, I'm human. So I would, say like, yeah, I know, I did hear that. That's so sad, and I, like that, and leave it alone. She would add stuff on, and then they would be like, well, yeah, she had to say it because I did tell her that, or something like that. So, that client left, and then that client may have had like 3 other people. This one client that I'm talking about had like 3 sisters, so then like her and her 3 sisters, so then those 4 people left, like, and I'm like, and I couldn't understand, like, what, I didn't do nothing to them, you know what I'm saying? They love their hair, like, so just little things like that. And then, like I said, about the sign, like the sign company, I was having trouble getting the people out. Usually places like that, I've opened several businesses. Usually, you go over there, you take your deposit, you tell them what you want, and they're on it. Y'all work it out, and they come out and they, get it done. So that was one thing. I just noticed this different things that was happening every time I would tell this specific coworker something. And it just kept going and going and going, until I got to the point, and I'm like, she's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So then, and I let her, fast forward, just like I said, I'm trying to go too fast on the story. I don't want to leave nothing out, but I don't want the video to be too long either. I'm so sorry. But like some of the stuff, like getting it, I finally ended up getting it open. But I'm saying all of that to say, you have to watch people, because you'll think that people are your friends. You'll think, oh, I can tell this person that. You have to keep quiet. I'm telling y'all, you got to keep quiet until the deal is done. You don't go telling people, I don't care how close you think they are. I don't care if it's your sister. I don't care. Hold that stuff close to you until the deal is done, because people, narcissistic people, toxic people, they will go through great lengths to try to sabotage you. They think that And a lot of times it's not even that they want what you got, it's just that they don't want you to have it. They don't want you to succeed. And it's really sick in the head, that you would try to go to great lengths to destroy somebody like that. Why would you do that? Like, I mean, I'm saying that, but I know people do it, but it's like normal people, we can't hardly wrap our minds around that, because we would never do nobody like that. But she just kept going and going. So eventually, needless to say, I cut her off, and it's been some years now. And I'll tell you this, I finally cut her off. She did come with me to that salon, and she worked in there and everything. I even would give her clients, like say I was overloaded or something, somebody wanted something, I would throw her clients. I'm not the type of person that's going to, if I can't, what I always say, if I can't help you, I'm definitely not going to hurt you. But I mean, you have to remember that everybody is not like you. Everybody doesn't think like you. So anyway, fast forward, I got rid of her, went on, and I was like, this is crazy. So anyway, I ended up, going on and getting another salon, and she did not come with me. But do you know, these narcissistic people they something else. They're weird, and their mental is like not there. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. And do you know, this person came back around, like, so I'm at the new salon, you wanted me to just fall apart, and she wanted me to just not have anything, okay? Because you messing with my clients, I got kids. Why are you, you're doing too much, girl. What are you doing? And so she did all of that, and then came right back in my face smiling. Once I was starting to figure this stuff out, I'm like, she's a problem. And then she had nerve. Okay, so fast forward, we weren't working together, no longer for a while or whatever. And don't you know, she had the nerve. It was one Sunday, I kid you not. I was in the salon, and I was cleaning up. Do you know that this girl had the nerve? She had, these narcissistic people, they got egos out of this world. She had the nerve to come back to the salon, and this very salon that we worked at, she had nerve to come back to this salon and knock on the door and ask me how I was doing. I guess she thought I was gonna welcome her with open arms. I don't know what she thought. I kept my face straight. I looked her right in her face. I said, I'm doing well. And I don't know, I just was stumped, because it's like, are you kidding? You gotta be kidding me. I don't know if she wanted me, did she think that I should have been reaching out to her, on text or calling her or something? Because she had even sent me a couple texts like, hey, how's it going? And I didn't respond, and I actually put her on block. Girl, get off my line. I don't mess with you. Honey, I'm gonna tell you one thing about me that I have learned, and God is so good. He's the one that helped me to do it. My cutoff game is strong. When I'm done, I'm done. And I'll tell guys and girls, honey, listen, let me tell you something. You better make sure you done with me. Because when I'm done, I'm done. I don't go back around. You know how people play, like, they'll do like cycle type stuff and put you, I don't know, whether they just put you up on a shelf or put you to the side or whatever. And then when they feel like playing with you again, they pull you back. Not me. I don't care. Honey, I don't know. You must not know who I am. You must not know whose I am. I know who I am. There's a once upon a time, I didn't know who I was in Christ. Do you hear me? I did not know who I was, and I will let people play with me. I will let people, say what they want to say, even though they said it like a little joke. And, honey, I'll let them say, and then I feel some kind of way, and it felt like a little sting, and I would, kind of like laugh it off, even though I didn't really like it. And I'll let, honey, please. I done grew up now. I know who I am. I know who I am in all ways, okay? Don't, honey, please, don't let the little pretty smile fool you. And I know who I am all the way around. And I'm so thankful and grateful to God, because it's nobody but God that has gotten me, to this level. But yeah, that girl came back around, back to the story. See, I be all over the place. I'm sorry. But that girl came back around and thought that I was getting ready to welcome her with open arms. She's lucky I opened the door for her, because I really was like, when I see her car pull up, what, girl, what you need, But these people, they want to sabotage you. Watch out for these people that want to sabotage you. She wanted me to fall flat on my face. And then not only when she left the salon that we were all working together at, she started asking some of the other girls that still work there at the salon. She was asking them, did they want to come with her? Now, these are people that she done talked about, probably lied on, I don't know, all kinds of stuff. Don't you know she came back around at the end of all of that, and came back around telling me she gonna see how I was doing. And then she kind of stood there like she thought I was gonna give her a hug. Girl, you better get yourself away from her before I call the cops on you. But I don't know what's wrong with these people. But I just want to say that tell you that little story time, and to just let you know, these narcissistic people their egos are so big, and they are so horrible, and they will try anything. They're crazy. I just couldn't believe that after all of that, what it was is that she was hoping that I would never catch on. She was hoping that I would never figure out, what she was trying to do. She was hoping that I'd never figure out, like I said, that she, lied on me to some of my clients, different ones, and, had different ones leave me and this and that. She wanted to leave me hanging, really. She wanted to just leave me hanging. Like I said, it's not even that she wanted what I have. I'm not sure that it's that, I don't know. It could be, but she just didn't want me to have it. I just was like, I'm so sick of these narcissistic people trying to play God in my life. You don't get to be God in my life. God is God in my life. And I only serve one God, the one true living God. And these people, so now it's like where I'm at in my life now. If you don't fool with me, that's fine. If you don't like me, that's fine. I'm not going to keep you hanging around. Get them people, honey. I'm here to tell y'all, get them people out of your life, whatever that looks like. If you're a hairdresser like me and you're scared that maybe your money, you're self-employed, I know how that is, and you thinking that, oh, you won't be able to, honey, y'all better pray to God. God, well, he was, honey, where he, what is it, where he provides, I can't even think of the saying, but you know what I'm saying. It's in the Bible. Where he guides, he provides. And so he guided me to this space, and just like he guided you to whatever space you're in, if you are a hairdresser, if you're a barber, or whatever, if you're an entrepreneur, period. But whatever it is, it can be a regular job. It don't have to be that. It can just be a regular job. Wherever God has guided you to go and guided you to be, and you know that you heard God tell you to do this, you have to stand on him, because it could be that God is testing your faith, and I have had to go through that many a times. And so even with clients, like I said, when I see that they're trying to control me, they're trying to, just manipulate me, gaslight me, you're not going to do it. I ain't going to do it. I'm like, God, look, I'm going to step out on faith. I'm canceling her. She's not coming to me anymore. I'm done with this relationship. Stop me if it's something that I shouldn't be doing. I always say something like that. And God always pops up, he'll, some kind of way he works it out to where, we communicate. We tight like that. So take your time, start, praying to God and getting closer to him, and ask him for his wisdom, his knowledge, and his discernment over your life, so that you can hear his voice clearer. And sometimes we need to get those people out from around us so that we can hear his voice a little bit clearer. So that's the message I have for you today. I hope I didn't rant and ramble along too much. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. I'll do some more story times in between my clients and stuff, and or talk about whatever you guys want me to talk about. You can leave it in the comments if you have something that you'd like for me to touch on. All right, so I love you so much with the love of God, and be blessed. Bye bye.